Hey everybody, welcome to Trading the Close. My name is Gareth Soloway here with verifiedinvesting.com. What a day on Wall Street today, folks. The market's getting pounded, especially the Nasdaq and the semiconductor stocks. All of this ahead of AMD earnings after the bell. Microsoft reports, Starbucks reports, as well as other big names. I believe First Solar, Pinterest also report. We'll take a look at the earnings that are coming out here shortly. So listen, ultimately, we're seeing the financials getting money flow today. JP Morgan, I just saw, was up $4 today on the day, but we're seeing the mega cap tech names, especially names like Nvidia, taking a monster beating. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's take a look at what we have here. This is your heat map, and we can clearly see, I mean, look at that number right there, down 6.95% on Nvidia. Holy cow, what a drop on Nvidia. Now, again, couple things to go over. So number one, we're seeing big drop there, but look at Apple up actually 0.2%. Microsoft fractionally lower. Google / Alphabet up 0.25%. So really what we're seeing here is names like AMD, Micron, Nvidia, Broadcom, Qualcomm having major down moves here on the day as if people expect bad earnings from the likes of and AMD after the bell. It's going to be interesting, folks. If AMD can go up on earnings, these stocks are going to rip to the upside. If not, then you could see more blood tomorrow. But I will say we are very close to being into some major technical support on the charts. All right. So let's go back here and let's take a look. I want to flip it over here to my next chart setup as we get through here. So let's go in here and see what we have. If we flip over to the S&P chart and see what the S&P is doing, we can see that on a daily basis, this is actually recovered, but let's go to the intraday. So look at this. We had this big sell-off early in the day. This is with extended hours. Let me turn those off for you guys as well. All right, so the extended hours are off. We had the big sell the first half of the day. Then look at this nice little bounce back into the end of the day as the markets are gyrating like crazy. Wow, I'm just taking a look at some of my quotes around me here. I'm seeing Nvidia go up or down 50 to 75 cents in literally 20 seconds or so. The volatility is incredible. In fact, let's flip over to Nvidia. Look at Nvidia on the daily chart, guys. As we go into the close, it has tagged major support, but the big question is, will it go right through support, or will the probabilities favoring a bounce send this thing back up just a little bit? All right, again, look at the intraday. Look at this intraday volatility here. We had the big move down early, then this beautiful reversal candle. Look at the size of that reversal candle equaling the previous candle. That is bullish. And then we've been fading into the end of the day. Why? Well, because I think everyone is nervous about AMD, which, by the way, nice little pop here going into the end of the day. Nice little move up there on AMD. Only down fractionally now on the day. It's down, let me see on the daily chart what we're down here. We're only down about $1.12 on AMD ahead of earnings. That makes me nervous. I'd rather it be down more. Look at Broadcom here. Broadcom is into major technical support. I'm not advocating buying this because it's always risky into earnings, but man, oh man, that is a huge technical level. You should see a bounce here on the back of this. We should see some sort of bounce on a technical basis on this stock. AMD, again, we just looked at that. AMD, here's your daily AMD chart. And AMD did tag support as well. Doesn't mean it can't flush through on earnings, but it did tag a long-term technical support here going into their earnings announcements, which will be at 4:15 p.m. Markets are just about to close here. Look at Qualcomm, guys, even going below this support. There's a gap filled down around 164 right here, which might want to be seen. But either way, honestly, I'm liking this as a swing trade. Anywhere in this general range as a swing trade on Qualcomm, especially if it dumps out on AMD earnings to about 164. I do think there is an opportunity there. Wow. Wild stuff. CrowdStrike today was in motion. This stock, again, basically getting sued by Delta Airlines and probably other businesses as well, dumping out again, down almost 10% on the day. I'll show you the level I have here. If we look at this level, there's a gap fill coming up that I'm very intrigued about right here. So right around 212 to 213, if we get to that level, that to me will be a very big opportunity, or potential, I should say, opportunity for a trade. or a swing trade. All right, couple other things to go over here. First of all, we do have some earnings after the bell here, so let's get into some of those. As we flip over into those earnings, we have at 4 o'clock First Solar, which is usually a big mover here. Let's flip over. After hours, the stock getting a little bit of a pop here initially from about a close at 210, just quickly pushing to as high as almost 220, starting to pull back just a little bit. Again, so far, that's nothing major, though. I mean, it's a big move. Don't get me wrong. But for this stock has big, big moves. Now it's giving those earnings up. Look at those gains all going away. We'll see where this ultimately goes. All right. All right, guys. Wow. Nvidia is trading down after hours. This could mean we get Micron earnings out already? They weren't supposed to come out till 4:15. Let's take a look here, guys. Nope. So far, I'm not seeing anything on that yet. On AMD, excuse me, on AMD, nothing. But wow, there's some big volatility in the after hours on Nvidia. Nvidia trading lower. Holy cow! Well, I'm surprised AMD didn't report yet because Nvidia. Look at this here, big volume in the after hours. Could they have warned? I wonder what the heck's going on here. It doesn't look like that big of a move, but it actually is pretty volatile here as it's flip-flopping all the way around, back and forth on the charts. Now it looks like it's down about $1 in the after hours, which is actually pretty big for this stock. It is coming into this technical level, though. Again, this trend line right here on the daily chart is exactly what we're looking for. And we are seeing Nvidia going lower now in the after hours, now down almost about $1.25, which again, for a $100 stock, that's a pretty big move in the after hours. All right, looking at a couple other big movers here today. Let's go back to First Solar and see what First Solar is doing here. And First Solar still holding on to a little bit of a bid here. Most of the other earnings are at 4:05. We have Starbucks coming out. If we look at Starbucks, so again, Starbucks a little bit up today going into earnings. I want to show you a level I have on Starbucks here, guys. If it dumps out, I have a big, big level here. There's a level right down here at this 68 level right here. So again, 68. Wow, Nvidia, guys, 101 and change now. So Nvidia continues to get blasted to the downside. And that is one heck of a drop on Nvidia here. It might even pierce 100. Guys, my big target on Nvidia, sorry, we're going to go away from Starbucks here because of Nvidia's movement here, but I have a major technical support gap fill at $95 a share right here, guys, right here, this gap fill. If it gets down there, we're nearing 100 even number now in the after hours. And again, if it keeps dropping here, this $195 level, huge opportunity, in my opinion, for a swing trade long. But what a drop on Nvidia. Holy cow, in the after hours. We are seeing other semiconductors moving lower. We got to keep our eye on AMD here to see what's going on. AMD starting to downtick a little bit. That report's not out supposedly till 4:15, though. So just keep that on your radar. That, again, not out till 4:15. Oh man, sorry guys. There's just a lot going on here. I want to keep that up. So we're going to go over to Bitcoin real quick. Take a look at your Bitcoin chart, continuing to pull back today. Downside support remains 63,500. I'm just looking over, seeing Nvidia bounce a little bit, but massive volume in the after hours on Nvidia here. Massive, massive volume here. All right, so Bitcoin again, guys, you know your levels. This is your pivot line. I covered this in the morning video in the game plan this morning. So again, watch that level. Any sort of upside will be resistance right in this range around 70,000. Gold today, let's take a look at gold. Did continue to bounce, so nice bounce. But remember, Federal Reserve tomorrow, that's going to be a major, major, major event, the Federal Reserve FOMC policy statement. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Silver today, as we wait for some of these earnings at 4:05. Silver got a nice little bid today as well. A lot of resistance coming up at around 28.70 on silver. If we look at oil, oil continued to march lower towards $74 a barrel. That again will remain a key level on the charts. And if we flip back to natural gas, did you guys see the bounce on this thing today? Nice bounce on natural gas. Beautiful little hold of this technical level. The question is, can we come up and take out this previous high pivot right here? That will be a big, big level to watch. All right. All right, guys. So again, Nvidia trading just above $100 here. That is down another multiple dollars in the after hours, about $2 in the after hours, actually $3 in the after hours. It's actually a 10% drop for if you include today's price action. All right, let's see what these earnings are after hours here. Microsoft's at 410 and AMD at 415. But Starbucks, let's see if Starbucks is out here. Yes. Ooh, nice pop on Starbucks. So Starbucks catching a nice bid here. Not a big enough move to get me interested yet at a trade as it's coming back in. Let's look at ANET. This is a semiconductor play. This is down ever so slightly, just chopping around on earnings. It is a pretty big company, though. I think it's over $100 billion. And Pinterest should be out here. So far, nothing on Pinterest. Let's go back to First Solar. First Solar, minimal price action as well. All right. So again, just keeping our eyes and ears open here as we get into these earnings announcements in the after hours. Again, Starbucks, let's go back to that, SBUX, and just continuing. Yeah, Starbucks still holding up well. So Starbucks is one of the best performers here in the after hours on earnings. And I do want to just keep an eye on Pinterest. Pinterest usually is a big mover, but nothing. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Whoa, what a flush. Up now it reversed. Look at that. It dipped all the way down to 33.85. Now back to 37, just touched 38. And again, this is the market digesting these earnings, guys. They are digesting these earnings announcements here as they come out. And right back down. Wow. So it goes to 30, 34, then to 38, now to 32 as this thing falls. All right. So where's this technical support on this? Let's go to the charts here and take a look. And first technical support I see right at this low, $30.65. That would be pretty big technical support. If it dips here, we can see right here, 30.80, 30.60 right there, pivot high, pivot low. And then if it gets through there, secondary support at 29, and then followed by major gap fill at 25 and a quarter. But wow, what a drop. Look at this. It just hit my first level. Just hit my first level in the after hours. Oh, man, what a drop on that. Although it's getting a little bit of, oh, now it's piercing it by a little bit. But there's some decent levels coming up as it comes down. What do we say? 29 was the next level. 29 should be the next level down here of technical support. So it's flushing. What a drop on Pinterest here in the after hours. $29 is your next level. It's just touching 30. We'll see if it gets down to 29 in the after hours. Nvidia is still holding steady here. AMD, guys, is still hovering here just around slightly negative on the day as we get into this. But look at this Pinterest here, guys. And I got to be honest, I'm going to get back to the charts and trade a little bit here. There's some good opportunities. All right. So a lot to go over here. I'm going to get going, though, because honestly, I do want to trade this action. This is amazing price action in the after hours. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Watch AMD at 415 and Microsoft at 410. Huge earnings announcements for the after hours. You guys have a great one. Take care.